Welcome to the Look Good, Move Well podcast.
So why are we talking about med school today?
Because I recently picked up my mom's phone and the photo album was open on it. And it was scrolled all the way back to like the earliest photos that she had on her phone. And I guess my mom uses, I don't know what she does a good job of backing up her phone for photos, because she has photos on her phone that go back to 2002, which was way before phones, right, existed. But she has done take all the actual photographs in her house and then taken them to a digital converter and like had them digitized, whatever that is, put on her, she's got it on her Apple computer, and then she syncs it and all that stuff is there.
She's way ahead of the game.
It's remarkable how she is in certain ways, and then in other areas it's like, wait, how do I open this app? I'm like, let's go. Mom, you're listening to this. I love you. You know so much. You know exactly how much about technology you need to know. All the stuff that you don't know, you don't need to know. I love how you don't have your phone connected to you 100% of the time. It's endearing.
Go, Mama Phil.
My dad's always trying to get in touch with her, and he can't. It's like, because she's disconnected.
Yeah.
And that's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so I started flipping through the photos, and I was like, whoa, like I haven't seen photos like this in years. Like, and I just started to select all these pictures and airdrop them to my phone. And I had all these pictures from like basically 2002 to 2000 and I don't know. I mean, there's recent stuff, but I didn't like pull recent stuff. I just grabbed things that went until I was more or less like starting my CrossFit journey in 2010. 2010. I think there's some pictures of 2010. So this 8-year span, and that goes from when I finished high school, college, taking a couple year break after college, go to medical school, drop out of medical school, start my CrossFit journey, become a coach, become an athlete, do the CrossFit Games. So it's like in an 8-year period, I went from this kid who was like, I just graduated high school. I'm like going forward. I'm going to have this, I got this amazing life ahead of me. And on that journey, there were some super highs, some super, super, super lows, and, ups and downs. And then boom, I came out with what felt like the other side. And I felt like that 8-year journey really shaped a lot of who I am. And it was very much like, this big stamp on who I was as a person culminated in 2009, around the August, September time frame in central Ohio, Columbus, me crying my eyes out on this floor in my apartment or my condo, on the phone with my parents saying, I'm going to talk to the dean tomorrow. I'm dropping out of medical school.
Yeah.
And I'm scared.
Yep.
Basically. And so that was that picture. There was a picture that popped up. She flew out to Columbus and helped me basically get my new condo set up with furniture and helped me move in and got me ready to like hopefully have a better second year than my first year, because my first year was really torturous for me. So she left, flew home. My dad had paid a visit. He left, flew home. About 2 to 3 weeks after my second year of medical school started, that's where I found myself. And there was a picture on her phone of the whole house, like all these pictures of the different rooms. And there just happened to be a picture that she took of my bed with the carpet, like the area rug that was underneath it. And I just remembered, I was like, oh my God, like I was like in the fetal position right there on that floor, losing my mind.
Yeah.
And so I posted a couple pictures on story that were like, it was like a sequence of like, hey, here's me in my white lab coat, at OSU, like all smiles because I'm like going to be a doctor. And then here's the follow-up picture like months later where I'm like here's the bed that I was like at the foot of the bed, like lying on the floor crying because I was terrified that didn't know what I was going to do, where I was headed in life. I was really fearful, and I'm dropping out of school. And then here's the next picture, less than 12 months later, me in a uniform, a TJ's gym uniform, in Carson, California, at the Home Depot Center, in the warm-up area for event number 1 of the 2010 CrossFit Games. And my dad is standing there right with me, like probably the proudest moment of his, parenting life, like about to go see my son compete in this crazy thing called the CrossFit Games, but like there's a lot of people here, people apparently care. And it was like, holy shit, like this is what can happen in the span of like literally 12 months of your life. You can go from the most optimistic, thinking things are going to be all right, to like the lowest place that you could ever imagine, and thinking that maybe you'll like it's just so painful that like who wants to live with this much pain, and then be like as happy as and feel as aligned with your purpose as you could ever feel in your life. And then of course walk out onto the competition floor and endure the most physical pain you've ever felt in your life, which was true at the time. That workout was like, it was epic. But yeah, it was just like 3 photographs that were taken within in a 12-month period that just, spanned such a wide range of human emotion and the historical context that went with all of it. Was just, it was like a decade of my life. And when I wrote that stuff and I put those captions with those pictures, I think the people who read it, a lot of people who read it, just felt immediately had their own connection to some experience in their life that felt similar, or that they were going through now, or it just, I think a lot of people resonated with it, not because they've been to medical school and they dropped out or whatever, but that they've people go through these big waves of human emotion and experience that are high and low. And I think we're fed this like narrative that you're always supposed to be in the good, in the happy.
Right.
And if you're in the good and the happy, then, I think it's the better narrative is like, feel grateful for it and know that it's not forever. It's fleeting. You'll be down. But if you have these snapshots in your life where you've overcome the things that feel like you can never overcome, and you might never recover from them because they're so low, then it serves as like a really powerful tool to get through the moderate lows, or the daily ups and downs that happen.